Good morning. Hello. 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 Oh, well, that sucks. Hello, Dana. Whoa. I just realized What are you doing? Green screen effect. Green screen effect. Hello. Hello. Dana, my father, Carrie, Debbie, Donna, Tanya. Hello. Welcome to Mid Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium. As I continue to play with lighting, everything looked fine before, but apparently now it's not. So, hey, Rachel. Hey, Tanya. Forgetting everybody. So, um, cool. Hey, hey, hey. How's it going? How's everybody doing? It's true, Debbie. Debbie, I will put that up there because that was hilarious. You have been waiting a very long time for this show. That was pretty funny, Debbie. You did crack me up on that one. Oh man. Hello, Carmen. So, yes, good morning. Interesting. My coffee of choice today is quite delightful. I thought it would be appropriate because of the weather. And most of you will think, I'm weird as it is, but this will just kind of top it just a little bit more for y'all if you didn't think I was weird enough. I purposely saved pumpkin spice coffee. Hey, Chris, how's it going? I purposely saved pumpkin spice flavored coffee on purpose so that way I could have it at least a little bit of it throughout the summer and stuff, because how stupid is that? I mean, you know. so so I figured this one was so I have now 4 left after this one. So I figured if I do this once a month, I will be able to get to August at this point and have pumpkin spice flavored coffee at least once a month. So I'm quite excited about that. So even when it's hot out and you're thinking of pumpkin, I'll be doing some coffee flavored pumpkin spice. It'll be great. But anyway, yes. But see, speaking of the weather, I mean, gosh, I mean, a lot of us, Ohio, Michigan area, obviously Indiana and a few, other neighboring states are going to be quite the warm up today. Let's do a recap of just where I'm at right now. Okay, so now we're up to 55. So we are racing towards what should be 84 for my area. So a true heat wave, unthinkable at this point, but hey, we will not frown upon warm weather. We truly can say, because I mean, like I said, Michigan, as much as my home as Ohio is, and it goes without saying, and a lot of you that are Michiganders know the memes that go around quite often that does spell true, is that we have experienced every type of now we haven't hit that today yet. We're close. We got to get to 80s, but we will be hitting every freaking season in one solid week. So that is amazing to sit there and think that we had snow at the beginning of the week, and now we've slowly gone through the spring. We've kind of gone backwards. So we've gone from winter to fall. Now we're up to spring, and then today will be summer. So it's going to be fantastic. It's 34. What are you talking about, Dad? You ain't 34 in your dreams. So but yeah, it's gonna be a scorcher today, but hey, that's okay. That is okay. I don't think too many are gonna complain, but maybe you will. Oh, it's too hot. When will it be cold again? I can hear it. I can see the Facebook poster coming. I can see that. Oh, it's just too hot. I can't stand it. I need air conditioning. We'll see. We'll see who does it. I will point it out. I will point it out. Don't think I won't. So, um, but other than that, hopefully everybody had a decent week. It wasn't too bad. Not. I'm trying to think of mine offhand. Good morning, Margaret. Yeah, I can't think of offhand. Too much. I mean, some weeks, previous weeks have been pretty bad for me, but this one's not bad. I mean, it's had some moments, but we all have moments, don't we all? Um, Rachel, I forever fall. I don't like too cold and I don't like it too hot, so I will complain. See, I told you it would happen, and I will. Wait, you know what? That just for that, Rachel, you're going front. You're going right on the screen. That's right. Oh man, but yeah, no, overall, I mean, other than dealing with the weather and things like that, crazy ride of weather this week has been, but you know, it is what it is, and I went outside for a little bit. I try to, on the weekends get out there a little bit if I can. Sorry, I'm laughing at Rachel. Well, not at Rachel. Well, I don't know, Rachel, you figure it out. But yeah, I stepped outside and let's see. Oh, what do you got, Debbie? My son runs the air colder and he waits to put the heat on in the winter. I mean, I do like my AC. Don't get me wrong. If I can have AC, I'm definitely going to use it because it's available. I mean, now if I'm, my past when I've done a lot of the outdoor survival classes and things like that. I mean, spending a week or spending a whole weekend in 90+ degree weather, you just make do because that's just the way it is. That's survival. So, but if I have a chance to turn on some AC, darn right, I'm going to turn it on. I will be as comfortable as I possibly can because it's available. So, and even then, I know a lot of people are really, never mind. I'm not going there. We're not going to do that. I'm staying away from something that usually gets on my nerves about air conditioning and heating. I'm not going there. Hey, good morning, Jeff. And so, but yeah, God, I don't even know where I was. Let's see. But your outdoor survival was indoors. Well, it's true. It's true, Dad. Um, but yeah, no, it was a decent week other than just a few little moments, but and I wasn't feeling too good yesterday personally. It was this kind of one of those things. Oh wow, that's great, Rachel. Um, yeah, so it wasn't, I kind of self-inflicted some issues on myself. I'm not going to talk about that live on the air because that was my own stupidity, but I hurt myself. Well, not physically hurt myself, more, well, not even, well, yes, physically I guess I could say that, but then a little more mental than too, but I'm mental as it is. So I no, I really yeah, I kind of hurt myself. So all day yesterday I was just kind of like, I just was not feeling myself, and you know I did the best I could, and you just roll with it, and hide what you can hide, so that way not everybody realizes it. Especially like with being at work, I'm sitting there trying to hide that I don't feel well. Luckily, it was not busy. Hey, Chris, I know. Hello, Savannah. How's the weather down there? You guys left when it's going to warm up here. Bunch of followers and good friends of mine are down in Savannah, Georgia. Ooh, place I definitely got to get to. I have to get down there. I have not been there, so it's a shame, but that's what happens. Hey Tammy, good morning. So yeah, it hopefully Savannah's doing good. They just got down there yesterday, right, Christine? If I'm not correct. Yeah, last day or two, whether it was Thursday or Friday. So I know bunch of gals getting together, having a good old time. But yeah, Margaret, that's what you're gonna have to do. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of what else is going on. Yeah, other than great weather, cold when I get home. Yeah, see, I know it's true. When you guys come back, it's gonna cool off. So you guys you guys left when it was warming up. I did see that, like, what was it, a couple days? There's a couple days back to back. I think it was Monday night and Tuesday night. It's gonna be like low of 30. So we're still freezing. Okay, so you're back Thursday. So yeah, I mean, it's all like 50, barely touching 60 to 50s and stuff like that during the days. But I think towards next weekend it'll be like, the lows will be in the 40s at night. So it's still not, it's spring, it's not summer. So, we just do what we do. But yeah. But that's okay, it's the way it is. You guys got away for, pretty much a week. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong in that. So I hope you guys have a fantastic time, and say hi to everybody for me, at least those that do know me. I know Exie and Candace and stuff. And I can't remember who else was there, but definitely say hi for me to them, and hope they're doing well and having a good time. Oh, coming home Tuesday. Okay. Well, yeah. See, you're coming home when it, yeah. See, woo. Okay. Oh, you left Thursday and then you're coming back Tuesday. Got it. That's what I thought. I thought I remember seeing somebody post it was a whole weekend, long weekend type of thing. So, would that be cool? Yeah. I've been trying to watch, whoever's been posting photos. I've been checking it out. So, been seeing some good stuff. Um, but yeah, I guess a couple things, and then I wanted to really talk about, what happened yesterday, in fact, or no, 2 days ago. But there's some events coming up, so I guess I just want to make sure people are aware of them. You know, uh, the big one, especially that my next true event that people are, m- you know, if you feel like drive, depending on where you live, and if you're close or you want to get away for a little bit, uh, next month, yeah, so I am correct in that word. Next month, and it's on my page, and I'll have to repost them again to keep them fresh. But I'll be in Winchester, Indiana, at the Weird Weekends Spiritual Fair. Now, Weird Weekends is the ones that they manage my speaking lecture kind of stuff, and so they're really good friends of mine. I've been friends with them for a while now. So they're putting on an event at the 101 Para Cafe. Again, that's in Winchester, Indiana. It's a spiritual fair during the day, and then at night there's an additional ghost hunt. So I mean, you could hang out for and check out all the stuff during the day, and you don't necessarily have to ghost hunt, but you definitely can sign up for both. But if you go to the Weird Weekends website, and they have the links there to get tickets if you guys want. And I thought they're really pretty cheap, so it's more you guys just getting out there. So Amy, the 14th, so May 14th is the spiritual fair there. Several of us are going to be doing like an edition, so I mean we'll have tape. Yeah, there's Rowana, so she knows. Yep, see, Rowana runs the Parrot Cafe, so guys, see, I'm calling it out, so that's cool. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Hey, Cindy. And yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of us. Like, you guys know Exie's gonna be there. And gosh, I'm blanking on a few more. I know Dallas and Holly, and oh my god, I'm blanking on Teresa Lynch, and myself. And I think that's the bulk of the speakers, if I'm not mistaken. See, I'm blank. See, I got so many things on my plate that it's like can't ever keep them all straight, because it's always something a little different. But I know all of us will be providing some type of an additional event within the event. So like, I know most of them are going to be doing like gallery readings and things. And I thought, well, maybe do something a little different. So I'm going to kind of revert back to my some of the music stuff. So I wanted to provide a music therapy or music healing session. So for I think it's like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. Real, not real long, but not too short. But I'm going to play music for the entire time. So that'll be kind of cool, because it'll be a little something different, give some people some different variety of things. And so I'll still be doing readings at my table and stuff, but I wanted to do the music. I wanted to kind of provide something. And so there's additional fees for those extra side events. So but all that information is at the Weird Weekends website, and you guys can take a look at that. And if you want to be check out some of the gallery readings, you certainly can do that. And then if you want to do my sound healing session, there's things for that to sign up for. But yeah, I think it'll be kind of fun. And if we think about it, we do need to you know like I said, I could do the gallery reading too, but I thought, like I said, I want to do something a little different. But I thought, doing the music thing is a different way of looking at things. And those that have ever been through one before, like we've gone to an event where you have musicians and things that do whatever instruments, whether it's singing bowls, and like I said, there's a lot of different people. And the flute is my instrument of choice for those. And so it's kind of neat to kind of sit back, and just for me, it's I get just as much out of it as the people listening and viewing it. So to be able to enjoy it and close your eyes and just kind of kind of fall back within yourself, and you can do meditations if that's your thing, or you can just close your eyes and just kind of drift away. And if you fall asleep, if you do fall asleep, that's extra credit. You get a bonus for that if you do, because anybody that falls asleep during one of my sessions, that's truly the most greatest compliment I could ever get. Uh, is to have somebody so relaxed that I can actually make them fall asleep, and it does, and I do. So, and that's something I didn't even think was possible. But when you truly let go and you push everything that's going on in your life, especially if it's a little chaotic and negative, and you let go and you actually can relax, for a moment and drift away. I'm telling you, it's the funniest thing it's funny, but at the same time, I realize how effective it is. So, I mean, it's neat to hear, because I remember the first time I ever did that, I remember having somebody that was in the back that was completely snoring. That's how out this person was, and he was so out and snoring. And a lot of the people, obviously you can't like mistake somebody snoring in the background. But as funny as it is, it's cool that that person really got that relaxed and drifted away. And so, and many other times that I've done this, and so I'm trying to get back into that a little bit more as well, and provide some more things like that in the future. And so, but yeah, I love doing that, and I love when somebody is like, "Oh my god, I passed out. I have no idea what you did." I love that. That's so fun. But see, that's the thing. That's the power of the music. That's the power of the energy that I have to put into it, because it's all instrumental. So there's nothing that I can tell you. I'm not talking during it. I'm just switching out different flutes, and I take you on that journey. And so, for you to experience that, I basically take you on a journey. Now it's based for you and what you need out of it, and that's always the fun part about when I do those. I do a little bit of reading of the room and kind of get a generalized feeling of what I may need to think about as I'm playing, to kind of help out, whether people are you know going through some stress, and I know I need to focus on some relaxing stuff, and the music, the frequencies and tones that I play, just kind of adjust to that, so that way when they hit you just right and you have opened up and let go, it does affect you. And so I think that's the neat thing about when I get to do these, like I said, I enjoy it because I just get to sit there and just blow some air. I mean, truly. Spirit comes through me, and they're moving the fingers. I'm just they're just providing the air to get the sound through. So, um Father, no, I will not be doing any cover songs. They will be all original. But nice try. And maybe I'll have to do a rock one at some point. So, oh, that's cool, Carrie. I'm just, oops, there's Carrie. Yeah, I always just need to fall asleep. See, and that's that I get those comments a lot, and that's awesome. I mean, it touches my heart, and to people that struggle with different things, whether it's a sleep thing, or just had a bad day at work, and they kind of put it on. Sometimes it's nice that if they've can play it as they're driving home from work, so by the time they get home, they've already kind of pushed all that stuff out. Even though especially people that really do open to the softer music, it's I don't always recommend it, because depending on how far your drive is, it might quiet you down too much, and I don't want to get in trouble for causing an accident. so 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 judge yourself, if you can handle listening to it to get home, and then, or, as soon as you get home, I mean, get comfortable, get changed, and, maybe before you make dinner or something like that, throw that on there. And then, that way you can just get a couple songs in, I mean, it doesn't take much, but, um, so, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing, on May 14th at the 101 Pear Cafe in Winchester, Indiana. So, like I said, go to Weird Weekends if you want to, sign up for that. Like I said, the tickets I think aren't that expensive, but then the separate events that all of us are doing, most of them are doing gallery readings, and like I said, I'm doing a music session. So they're all there. We'll have tables. There'll be vendors, and then, like I said, then there's a ghost hunt at the end of the night, so you can sign up for that as well. Um, Other than that, that's my first big event. Other than I got a lot of private stuff going on, tons of gallery readings coming up, thanks to Dana. And let's see, I'm just kind of scoping through real quickly. So we do have, and again, before I get too much further, there's a couple events that are coming up, one in June and one in July. uh So some guy, you know, most of you have seen like again, they've had a couple different shows and they've changed, you know, names a couple times, but the couple of the guys from Tennessee Wraith Chasers are going to be in the area. So on June 11th in Dearborn at the Dearborn Museum, they're going to be there. I'm supposed to be there. So as long as nothing else changes, you know, I should be there. And then July 30th, they're going to be at our old mill. So, and I've got a couple of those flyers sitting up on my Medium page. So if you guys want to check that out, if you're interested, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Other than that, yeah, and then we start pushing out a little bit further. Again, I just want to go through a few of these. We go a little bit further. Guys, don't remember we talked about this, you know, several weeks ago now, but we confirmed that we were going to be doing shamanic journeys class. This is what got me started in the spiritual, you know, field, so to speak, but at least on my path, my journey. So August, you know, technically it's August 6th and 7th, but the August 5th, the Friday, is an optional day to where, you know, people want to come out a little bit early. You know, we'll make it worth your while. We'll do a few things to get you even more relaxed and ready for, you know, the main part of the class Saturday and Sunday. You know, and again, that's stuff that's on the page. Now the you know, to buy, you know, the to purchase, you know, as far as the class goes, you have to go to you know, the you got to go to, man, I am just not with it on that one. So survivalschool.com. Now that my screen sharing is working, I can get that up. I'm going to pull it up so that way you guys can check it out. So let me do this. In fact, I'm just going to go right to it because there's no point in dilly-dallying around. Where is it? There it is. All right. So what I'll do is let me share this with you guys real quick. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. So now ignore the big price right there. Don't worry about that right now. But you can see as I'm clicking at, well, let's see if it pops up. I don't see. Oh, it's not doing it for you guys. Oh, that's weird because I'm looking at the main screen. Anyway, so yeah, August 6th and 7th, which is weird because let me click that. Okay, so you can see that. So they did reduce, Tom, who's the one that runs the school, did reduce the price for this. And then Shamanic 2, if you guys are, you know, up to coming back then a month later, there'll still be, you know, out in Swanton, Ohio. And then if you can't do any of that, there's also going to be a full back-to-back one. So right now they're slated to do half and half. So, and I think, yeah, it did come up. So July 1st, or excuse me, July 11th through the 15th, they're literally going to split it all out. So truly back-to-back. It's never been done before. So that's another option. So if you couldn't make, you know, the ones in August and September, you can certainly sign up for this. Excuse me. So that's exciting. Just to show you a little bit of the page. So you go to survivalschool.com where you can purchase all that stuff. Yep. Again, I'm just kind of zipping through it. I'm not here to stay too long on this stuff for you guys, but you know, super, super cool. So yep. But that's gonna be fun. That's so exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it. Even for this one, I mean, again, I'm truly, you know, I'm now working with Tom to work on these classes, so I'm not going to be doing the other doing the other classes and stuff, or the survival stuff, because I just don't have the time anymore. But anytime he's going to be doing these classes, you know, moving forward in the future, I'm going to try to be there every single one, you know, whether it's a lot of people or, you know, or very few. So definitely going to be a part of the class and helping with teaching it. So that I'm excited to do that as well, because it's a great class, and I would love to kind of take it over, you know, down the road when the time comes for that. So yeah. So that's kind of a nutshell of just a few things that are confirmed, you know, at least through August, September. So hopefully, you know, if any of that interests you, or, you know, if I went too quickly, you guys can always message me and I can always tell you guys in private or where to go and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. I did, you know, as far as the main topic goes, because I'm going to jump right in, and and then yeah, so my dad's even talking about it, but yeah, it was kind of cool. Was the other day, I you know hit a milestone as far as the how the paranormal journey started out. And yeah, when you like that, Tim, kind of comes in right, and you're at the perfect time too, where I'm going to talk about it. So yes, that place right there. um you know my dad's just happened to be playing a performance in the banquet hall and saw the little flyers, and to ghost hunt at the old mill. And I remember him, hitting, because it was a Saturday. I remember him, like, I think it was Sunday. He had to call me up. He's, hey, dude, you got to check this, because we've been talking about, going and trying to find a place to ghost hunt, and something that wasn't super far and something that wasn't like insanely pricey, because, a few of the places that you did see, that cost quite a bit. And I get it, due to the location and the size of it. And I get it, and even then, you still look at it, if you're trying to help, the location out, whether it's to keep it restored or to keep it up and running, whatever the case is, to kind of keep history alive. I mean, that's a huge thing. And I think, most of us that, love the paranormal, history is a huge thing in our lives. We appreciate it. And so we, do whatever we can. And just like the old mill, I mean, anytime we can talk it up, or anytime we can, promote it, or, you know, whatever we can do to help it out. And so, the mill is like, the mill was one of those places that, after that first day, and I'm going to talk about some of those moments, you know, uh, that happened that night and stuff. But the it was weird. I mean, some people, you just can feel it. I mean, there's so many different things in my life that just felt, this is it, this is what needs to be done, or this has to happen, or I need to do that, or whatever. And that first time, I mean, it was such an amazing night. And even then it was delayed too, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we were supposed to be there in March. I think it was, because we were trying not to be in too busy of a season. And and if I'm not mistaken, I think it was sort of a public, because we had a decent sized group. We had like, five, six or seven people, that we just kind of all assembled. I mean, there was, you know, my dad, my brother, and then we had some coworkers, that I worked with that were coming. And so, I mean, it was this kind of, mixed smash of people. Some were into it, some were kind of into it. And we, we had to delay it. And then, when it finally happened in April, of 2012, I mean, it was like, it was great. Cause I remember, not overly doing it, but I remember, chatting with Tim, through Messenger or email or something like that a lot. I know he'll remember that. You remember those couple months of me hitting him up and, uh, you know, just asking things or sharing things, because even at that point I wasn't doing mediumship yet, but I was really considering it. And so, I mean, I was even bringing some of that stuff up to him, and he's like, you probably really should talk to our medium on our team, Jeannie Clock. And I was like, yeah, that would be great. And I remember, it was like, I think I don't remember. I think it was after, the old mill. Yeah. Yeah, right, too. I think it was after that, the first hunt, that I think, and then I got hooked up with Jeannie, because I remember, it was one of those moments where I went, she, once a month, she used to have a sweat lodge at her place. And so had a lot of spiritual people, and we would, come out, and stuff like that. But I knew nobody. I haven't even met Jeannie in person yet. And, I was taking a gigantic leap of, just like, because I was so dead serious on meeting her and seeing if she could help me out, and just, just to be around like-minded people too, because I mean, obviously talking to her quite a bit, then it happened. So I'm not going to go on that one just, too much, but that was the cool thing is, one of the points is that, hey, thanks, Denise. And we had so many, there's so many connections that happened because of, after that first time I was at the mill. I mean, still, again, talking to Tim a lot. And I remember even too, because I mean, I was so gung ho in it, and when you're gung ho and you're young, and we see it a lot. You see the new people that get into it, and you know, I'll say the same things. It's kind of funny when I look back, or what I did, and then you can kind of see what the other, the new people that come into the field, and they're the same way. But I even told Tim, and I'm not afraid to say it out loud, but I mean, you know, I, I wasn't pushing or pressuring because, I mean, the team's the team. They had an established team, and I remember throwing the thing at Tim. I was like, "Hey, if you're ever shorthanded, you just need like an extra person to help out or something like that." I said, "I'm available." And I'll never forget his response. He was like, he said it the nicest way. Mostly it was no, but he said it right, where he was just like, "Well, we the way the team is, we work really well together because we've known each other a long time." And which I was taking notes in my head too. But he said, we're good, in a way, and so we're a tight family, and I get that, and you need that because uh, especially once I eventually joined the team, which I'll talk about, but the whole fun part about it was just realizing that it does, you really do have to get along with your teammates, and because if there's any issues, I mean, granted, we all do, we all have our moments, but I'm just saying is that we all sort of have to be on the same page and things. Hey, Kelly, good morning. And so, uh, to be able to where I did click with everybody, I did get along with everybody, and some of the members have come and gone. There's still some left from the original. I mean, obviously Donna, if she's still watching, is the founder of SWPI, Spirit World Paranormal Investigations, and so you know, uh, being around her and Tim and Beth and Ron, because I think those are probably the last of the group that was there then, and because now we've obviously added some people and things like that. But yeah, I mean, just the opportunities to continue to keep coming back to the mill, because again, you know, once Tim told me, it's a tight group and stuff like that, then I let it go, and I wasn't going to be, begging him for anything moving forward. And I basically was just so set on just being at the mill as much as possible. And I would hit Tim up, "Hey, I see you're doing a public, do you have enough people?" And like the couple times he's like, "Yeah, we could use another person to sign up." And so I money down, I'm at the mill. And I, that first year, from April to December, and even the one in December, they kind of just said, just show up. But the from April to December, I was there 5 times. I mean, I just loved that place so much. And only the first time and the fourth time I had people, tag along with me. All the other times I was by myself. Now, granted, the fifth time I was basically hanging out with the team members of Swippy, because December was kind of like an open thing. They would just kind of throw in a little bit of a gathering and just invited a few people, and so it was more of a team thing than it was open to public and stuff. But they just seen that I kept showing up, and they obviously liked me enough to where they invited me to hang out with them. So, you know, and but that was awesome. And and so those are memories I'm never gonna, I'll never forget, and ever, I'll never forget it. It's just so cool. And again, I just was having fun. I was being myself, much like what you're seeing right now. I just having a good time, and trying to make people laugh, or whatever, and then investigate and stuff. But to you know not know a lot, because obviously you watch the shows, and we know that the shows only can provide you so much, and there's a lot of things that they have to do to make the show worthy of watching. So you know to finally do real investigations and things, and know what it's really like, because I mean, TV shows an hour max, which even then you're only got like 42 to 40 some 42 to 44 minutes worth of content that you're going to see. The rest is commercials. So that's a lot for an entire evening where you're shooting, where you could be there 6 to 8 hours depending. So it's different. There's a lot of boredom, there's a lot of times where nothing's happening, and so you learn what those are like and how to deal with it. And granted, that's when then you hang out with the people you're around and stuff. We kept having a good time, and Yeah. I blame you. She kept asking to allow you to go to a residential investigations to work with you. You got stuck. I know. Well, yeah, and that was sometime that summer, I think. That first one, the very first residential I ever did was with them, and because I was already starting to work with Jeannie and I was starting to open up, and things were happening, and she would follow along and make sure, and that was a cool investigation too. I mean, that was a neat one. And to see the same things, and then it's like, holy crap, I could really do this. Because when you really open that door, you don't, it's like I tell people, I said, you have to be sure if you're going to do mediumship, you got to know what's on the other side of that door, but you don't know. But you got to be ready for whatever is. It's not all going to be good. There is going to be some bad stuff. So you have to be ready for it. And that, that residential, there was something bad there. So, I mean, it was a real eye opener, to deal with something that wasn't the worst of the worst, but it definitely was something not nice, and so the things that I was, saying and seeing, and Jeannie was like, heck yeah, so, that first residential, is another one that I'll never forget. But again, this is all happening, months into this stuff. So, and but it was so cool. And again, um and I should back up because I'm kind of jumping a little bit because it's just so many memories. That's what I wanted to do, is just kind of talk memories about everything, because it's whether some of you are into the paranormal stuff or not, because I know some are, some aren't, but a lot of you are. I know I see a lot of the names, and but that night, like I said, back in April of 2012, I mean the excitement is there, so you can definitely over the top. And I wonder if Tim remembers. I think we talked about this recently, Tim. But do you remember we were sitting in the art or the timeline room, and we were around the circular glass case, and I remember as a again being new at this stuff, I'm going to try jokes, and I stupid enough. I thought it was hilarious, but I was like, that probably was a stupid move on my part, but it was too funny at the. And I was, because it was, there was only like 5, 6 of us. Like I said, there wasn't very many, 5 to 7 of us there that night, and I remember we're standing around there, we're just kind of talking about various things, and I was like, oh hey Tim, I said, check this out, and I played the theme to Ghostbusters on my phone. Like I said, it was probably stupid because it's like, oh, because I could imagine Tim, and I can't remember who else was standing there. Hey, Sharon, looking back on, oh, great. Look at these wackos. So I said, probably wasn't the best, move for that night, but at the same time, at least I can look back and laugh hysterically over it because I thought it was hilarious at the time. But I'm thinking, man, they're going to think we're stupid and weird. These guys have never investigated. We know it's their first time, and here they are. Ghostbusters theme song. Like, what the hell? you know? So, I said it was fun. It's funny looking back at it, but I can only imagine what Tim and the rest of them were thinking. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, oh, great. It's going to be a long night with these clowns. But so and I think, we and Nancy, is another one that I should mention, the tour guide and stuff like that. But it was neat because, we got to go around and we got to, hear the history of the place, and then obviously learn, where some of the hot spots were, and see a few things, because at the time they didn't have a ton of, I mean, they had some photographic evidence, and we do have some of that displayed, at the mill. So some of those were even before Swippy, started hosting there, because they, back in 2011 is really when they started getting it. But the mill, hosted, had 3 different teams come out, and they had to pick a team that they want to host it. And so Swippy was one, the team that won, I shouldn't say won, because the other teams that were there were just as good, but they just, whatever, they connected. And, that was awesome, but it was a good time. But yeah, the whole night was great. I mean, I remember, the group of us that were there together. I mean, we started out in the basement because, basements are creepy, and that's, there's something that's going to happen, because even then some of the photographic evidence that they have, were from down there. And so we were down there, and, there was a couple times where we thought we were, sensing things, like, oh, that was kind of weird. And, we were doing EVP sessions and things like that. And, Plus, us being, really true clowns. I mean, there's a video, but it's not public. But there's a video that we have that was a really, you know, the most hilarious. I'm not going to talk about it on purpose, just because I don't want to, but it was just a moment after we like completed, like we turned off, some of the recorders, but I still had my camera running. And so we captured something that was not paranormal, but we were sitting there dying laughing. And it was like, oh man, we were like apologizing to the spirits for, the clowning around and the monkey, that we were doing when the session was over. But uh so we were down there, at least 45 minutes to an hour, and then we go up and take a quick break. And now for the rest of us, we were eager to move on, but like my dad, was really, he just wanted to go back down to the basement. So he was like, I'm going to go back down there. So it's like, okay, well, we want to go up to the third floor because, again, I was, into the Native American stuff. And so I was, I had a flute there. So I was going to play and see if we can trigger things. And, so we go running up to the third floor, after the break. And my dad, asked some of the Swippy team to go down. So like everybody was like, you don't have to tell Swippy, even nowadays, hey, can you tag along with? Yes. Yes, we will tag along with you. So pretty much the whole team ran down with my dad, and they had, I mean, talk about an experience, and my dad's probably going to get all like, watch him blow up the chat here in a second. But yeah, my dad, like I said, they were doing sessions. And so Donna and the team were kind of leading, asking a few things. And I know over one of the spirit boxes, it said battery drain, and it ended up being Donna's camera died. Like it was brand new, everything was charged up and new batteries, whatever the case. And her, went dead. And so my dad was like, well, I got a camera. And they're like, well, start taking pictures. So he gets his camera out and point and shoot, nothing special about it, just a classic point and shoot. Yeah, exactly. And so he'd taken a photo, and no big deal. I don't, the first one really didn't have much, but then the second one, he started to see this weird black kind of mass kind of happening on the right hand side of the photo. And he takes the photo and he looks down at it and he's like, ah, crap, I got my finger in the shot or something, because there was this weird thing. And everybody, you gotta remember, this is seconds going by. Okay. And this is the reason I'm even talking longer now about this, because this is like how it was at that moment, even though I wasn't there. And I've got enough of the story at this point of knowing, but they're like, no, take another one. So he puts the thing back up again, takes another photo. Well, now it's moved over even more. So now everybody's watching and making sure he's not like screwing up with the camera or blocking anything or whatever the case is. And so like this mass just keeps moving across. Now it's staying basically from the top to about the middle of the photo. And then, he looks at it again. They're like, take another. So he puts the camera back up, takes another shot. Well, now it's completely across the entire top and middle of the screen. So you can't see anything. It's just all blacked out. And the only thing you see is the very, very bottom. And a former investigator, was sitting at this, I call it the concrete slab. But all you could see was his feet, basically his shins down. That's all you could see. You couldn't see, from his, basically since he was sitting, you couldn't see from his knees up. You couldn't see him at all. Very, very, I mean, you can, but it's just basically he's gone. So, he's looking at that photo again. They're like, he takes another one, and this time it's all gone. So whatever it was moving from one side of the screen to the other side of the screen. And, and again, it kind of collaborate with a lot of the things that were being said, with the battery draining. And then, okay, well, now it obviously charged up to do what it did. I mean, but I think what's fascinating is that for that to happen, to be able to still, we know anybody that does this, you're supposed to just take at least 3 photos before you even move your hands. But for my dad to like look at it, think he's, making a mistake, then puts it back up and is still continuing to capture something moving, and starting to block out the entire, I mean, that's incredible. I mean, and, most times to capture anything just once is rare. For him to be able to still look at it and people are like, no, hurry up, take another one. He's taking, and we're capturing all this stuff moving across. I mean, that's amazing. So I never forget so, they get done with their session. We get done with ours. We meet back in the buzz room where we're breaking, and everyone's like, dude, you'll never guess what I caught. And I'm like, and then it's just like, what? There's that disbelief. It's like, how the heck did we miss that? And we're looking at, we're looking at the photos, right from the camera, and we were just all kind of blown away. I mean, that, And then we're hearing the story from everybody's position, where everybody was, what was happening, and so if you guys ever do show up at the mill, we do have it printed out, of what the series of photos that this happened. So yeah, see, Donna was down there, so she knows. I mean, it was wild. I mean, even to miss it like that. And I remember, we tried to, go to every place that night several times, just because, if you miss something, and like for me, seeing that he got something, I was like, well, that'd be kind of cool, to definitely go back there and see if we get lucky again, which is a rare, but we wanted to, and so I remember taking the exact same camera, because my dad, I don't think, went down that last time with me, but I remember going in the other room behind the vats of where, a lot of the water and stuff were housed. And if you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. There's two big water tanks that I call them vats, but they're down there. They got brick and everything around it. But if you go, you can go behind it, even though it's kind of like muddy and wet and dirty back there. But I was standing over there, and I remember just taking photos down the back side of it. And, again, I already knew at that point you're supposed to take several of them. And I remember in one of the photos that I took, again, it's point and shoot. So it's just, I'm holding it like this and just bang, 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 and in one of the photos, on one of the bricks, you can actually see some black. I mean, you can't say it was a hand because you didn't see fingers, but you just saw this black little mass of whatever it was just on this one brick. And when, again, the point is, when you have all those photos, you can kind of, see, but when none of the other photos before or after it had this little black mass that was right on this one big brick, and so there, at least there was something, didn't really feel anything per se, but still it was small, but there was still one more little thing that we, captured, photographically that night, which was cool. I mean, it was amazing. But again, and then, obviously we're recording audios and stuff like that. So, I mean, we had no idea if we captured EVPs or not. And I remember my one coworker and I, luckily that very next week was pretty light, wasn't real busy. And I'll never forget, he was in his office and I was in my office, and we're sitting there with headphones on. We're going through the recorders, and I'll never forget, there was a couple of them that, sure enough, whether he got something or I got something, and it was just like, and a couple of them, one of them that I actually talk about, because it happened on two recorders and a video camera, is where in the generator room, or they call it the Ford room, it's right next to the buzz room. It's the generator where that's what Henry Ford, put in to help, use the water to power the plant, because he was making welding tips that would go to the plants to, weld the cars together. And we were in there, and I had a camera in the one corner, and my coworker was across from me, and I was, I had my recorder on the actual generator, and he was holding his. And somehow something between us obviously said something, but it was fascinating because when I share this story at the old mill, when we do the tours, that it was so cool. It said, he was talking about, hey, this is, he was excited about it because, again, history, Henry Ford was there. And so we were like, yeah, this is so cool. I mean, this goes way back. And the this stuff was here. It was made in America, that just saying kind of things that just really kind of, took it home for us. And after he stopped talking, what you hear, which I don't have it handy, I really need to go back and get it and save it to my phone so you guys can hear it. But on both of our recorders and really faintly on my video camera, you hear what sounds like the Kool-Aid Man saying, "Oh yeah." Now, we assume, because of what he was saying, that that ties into, just being, this was so cool, all this cool stuff. And, Henry, I mean, there's all these things, and just you hear what sounded like the Kool-Aid Man say, "Oh yeah." And so we were both listening to each other's recorders. And then I was like, I wonder if it's on my camera. So I remember pulling up the video, going to that spot, and it's such a murmur, but you can definitely hear it where it should be. But you can tell that the spirit was between him and I when it was spoken, and not that close to the camera, because the camera was further away. So, but at least it was there, you just can't clearly hear the, "Oh yeah." But yeah, so there were several other, little EVPs and things like that we got. So we we knew too, just from talking to people and the team and stuff. I mean, just to get one thing that night, that's like, that right there is gold, for a lot of people and a lot of stuff. I mean, if you could just get one thing that always, gets you excited. And here it is. We had some photographic stuff, we've obviously had some personal experiences, and then, we had some audio recordings. So, I mean, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it was almost like, it was like a home run. I mean, that first night, which, you know, is good and bad. Good because, you finally got to experience what, obviously you see on TV. Are they really experiencing it and stuff? But now you are. It kind of starts confirming, and I'm not telling anybody, to believe in the paranormal or not. If you're skeptical, that's cool. But, if you're interested and open-minded, then go out there and check it out. But, for me to finally really truly get that experience, in all those different ways. I'll have a good day, Sharon. Enjoy the weather. To truly feel it and to get pieces of it just grows on you, because now you want to, what else can you gather, what else can you capture and experience. And so that's where it just all started. And like I said, I kept coming back to the mill, whether it was by myself, it didn't matter. I mean, and some people, it's like they wouldn't even dream of investigating by themselves. I mean, I've been in that old mill basement by myself countless times that first year, countless times, lights off. I only used a flashlight just to go and find a place to sit down, and then with no lights on. I mean, nothing else by me, you know. So it was, but it was just, I wanted to do it. I needed to learn more. I wanted to find out what else is out there. What don't we know? Answer questions that we all still have to this day, and yeah, it's just been a whirlwind. And again, we push forward, and, being that it, began in 2012, and the harder I pushed at it and became really good friends with them and, Spirit World. And that by that springtime of, basically end of winter, early spring is when, the next thing I know, because I, obviously had, our phone numbers were exchanged, and I remember starting to get group text messages, and I thought it was weird because I'm fast forwarding into 2013, but I remember thought it was weird. I'm like, why do I keep getting all these group text messages? It's like weird. And I never forget, like it happened, I don't know, several times, where we're, just basic little things. We're all chit chatting about whatever. And I remember asking Tim at one point, I'm like, you know, it's cool. I'm not complaining, but I'm like, why do you guys keep like including me in the thing? It's like, I'm like not a part of the team. And it was just like, oh no, you are. I'm like, what? Come again? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm a part of the team? Nobody told me. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, it was kind of a shock and awe moment, because it was like, it wasn't like just blurted out or said, but it was like me just sitting there like, it's kind of weird that they keep including me and all stuff. I mean, I was grateful because I was like, I loved I loved them all, and I loved the team. And it was just like, hell yes, but I just felt weird because I'm like, they just keep doing it. And I'm like, I didn't know. And it's, no, you are. And I'm like, oh my God. So I was like, here we go. And so now, been a part of them, for forever now. So I guess next year we'll have to have another party or something like that, for being 10 years with the team then. So, we'll have to do something yeah, like next, like end of winter, early spring, because I can't remember exactly when it was, but yeah, exactly. I wasn't told because it was a need to know basis. Right. I was I was in, but if they didn't like me, they could still say, no, you're not, but no, but it's been a hell of a ride. And again, I said it in my post the other day. I mean, it's so true to uh meet the people I meet, gone to, various locations, a lot in Michigan. And then obviously I've been able to branch out into other states and stuff, and still a lot that I have not been to. But it's weird to think that I wouldn't be doing this right now. I would not be sitting here talking and doing a live show and, you know, this wouldn't have happened with, so many things have to line up. And to think, the further back I go and you see how everything just kind of falls into place, and that's just mind blowing, but to so many people I can think of, all the different teams that are out there and the friendships. And again, just being able to hang out when I can. Obviously I can't get to everything, there's tons of events I miss a lot, There's some that I kick myself for, and there's another one that I got to miss again this year because I have no choice, and it stinks. I'm not going to say it out loud, but it stinks because it hurts to not go. It's like it's terrible to think that I've never gone to it and I have to miss it again. So, not that I'm getting all, I'm feeling horrible about it, but I don't have a choice in the matter. And it's again, it's the way it's been every year now when I finally got serious of wanting to attend this particular event, and it just is crazy. It's like they just I'm not allowed to go, and it's hard to grasp that when you know what's going on there and you see tons of pictures and photos and stuff. So that one stings every year when I get ready to do it and then I can't, and it's like I just don't get it. I really don't. But but that's the way it goes. I mean, there's so many things you miss some, and then there's some you make it. But I don't dwell on it because that's not a good thing either. But just wish, and hopefully hopefully I'll get there at some point and have a good time. Let's see, Tim, what you got? It was funny because he'd work with us and Jeannie, he kind of got absorbed into it. Yeah, I know that's basically how it went down. It really was. We just kept talking and working, and the relationships just were there. I listened like everything because they were the established team, and they I was not going to sit there and jump up and do anything I wasn't supposed to do or say things I shouldn't. And I was there to learn because they've done it. They've been there way longer than me, and so it's always one of those things that I appreciate. All the stuff I've learned, and Tim especially, because we've spent so many times, whether it was there, text messaging, Facebook Messenger, whatever. I mean, we've talked about evidence and going through things and what's this and that, and there's a lot that even Tim has helped me through and made me realize, because Tim's an amazing investigator, and I think I've definitely picked up a lot of his abilities when it comes to really looking over the evidence, especially video and photographic. Tim's pretty much dead on. If he's like no or yeah, so I've definitely learned a lot from him from that standpoint. It's a good thing. There's so many things that I see people posting, and I'm not going to sit there and go on your post and tell you no or yeah. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? And so whether if you think you got something great, but if there's things that I can see that possibly isn't, let's just try to be honest about it. But I know that tends to be battles out there. There's a lot of fights and arguments around the world on evidence and things, and it's like people are people get so mean over that stuff, and it's like, yeah, but aren't we learning something then in the end if we're all talking about it in a right way? But again, so I've learned not to do a whole lot of that publicly. I try to keep it behind closed doors, because I just don't want to get into arguments and stuff over it. I mean, it is what it is. Plain simple. I see what you're saying, Kelly. There's only one that, yeah. Hey, everyone, have a good one. We'll definitely be seeing you soon. I can't wait to see you next month. So enjoy the weather. Yeah, exactly, Tim. Woo, orbs, man. I do like orbs. I really do, but I have a criteria that it has to match for orbs to be legit. Just saying. That's all I'm going to say publicly. But so yeah, we're pretty much out of time, and like I said, I just kind of wanted to go back down memory lane, and just like the post, I got to thank hey Rhonda, I got to thank the Swippy team and the old mill and the staff, and then for those that were there that first time 10 years ago, not that they were going to not accept us as far as taking our money to keep the mill doors open, but just the point of where the friendships led to, and how much fun it's been ever since. So I definitely appreciate the old the old members, some that are even gone. I still appreciate them for those that were there at the time, and even a couple that have left since. And And I gotta thank even obviously the not that we have brand new ones, but even the newer members of Swippy. You know it's always been a family, and we all do what we got to do. We have our fun, but yet we're serious when it needs to be. And I think that's most teams are like that anyway. And I'm not saying it doesn't, but obviously, I get to be a little bit of bias with Swippy because that's my family there. And so it's awesome to look back and realize where you can't believe 10 years has gone by, even just for me being around them and the mill. But I can't imagine, ever leaving either one of them, even if they voted me out, I still would, I still appreciate them. I still would, push them, and I would, obviously would hope that I could still walk back in the mill and, as long as the mill doesn't, fall down or something. But, I'd still would love to, be able to pop in the old mill once in a while and just say, hey, but yeah, I mean, so as long as things continue, it's all good. But regardless, even if, I got booted from the team or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's there's still some great memories, and can't let those they'll never fade. It's basically what I'm saying. So right. But yeah, so I'm gonna get out of here. We got a lot of fun. I'm gonna have some fun tonight. Uh gonna see some friends. We're gonna have a fire, have some food, and discuss some business actually a little bit. So besides having a good time. But yeah, there were going to be some good times tonight because we're going to enjoy the weather and going to be outside for it. So that's the important thing. So if by any chance you guys can get outside, get out there, enjoy the weather, open up those windows, get some air flowing through the house. Unless you got allergies, I can kind of see that that might not be good, but it definitely helps to get those windows opened up, get the air circulating through the house. And a lot of times you can kind of get some negativity out that way, even just by opening the windows and letting the breeze come in. So not that there's a heavy breeze that I notice for me, but do it, but enjoy it. Enjoy your weekend. I think I'm going to have a little announcement for, uh, there's something happening. Hey, Jen. Yes, it is. I mean, I was out there for a little bit before the show and it was great. Thanks, Tim. And thank you, um, there might be sometime today you'll probably see a post about it, so just look out for that. There might be something in a few days that you guys might be interested in, so we'll see. I got to confirm back. I got to go double check one thing first, and then I'll let the person know, and then you guys I'll see something coming up. So other than that, should be everything's still good. I don't remember, May is like the worst of things. So May 7th and May 14th will not be live shows, but I am planning to record some shows for those because I can't do lives those mornings, especially the 14th, because I'll be in Indiana, and most likely the event will be started by this point, 10:30 or something, 10:30. So yeah, I can't go live then. Well, I could go live, just to say, hey, look at everything, but which maybe I'll do. But then again, I was hoping to record some shows and run those for you guys. So yeah, so next month, couple weekends in a row, there won't be live shows, but I'm hoping to get some recorded ones for you guys, so you still can check me out, in some way. But again, that'll be cool. So okay, all right, well, thank you so much. Thank you to, again, I'm going to say it all over again, thanks to Team Swippy, the old mill, Tim, Donna, my dad, obviously, for playing a gig that one night, and uh, a lot of the other ones, Ron and Jen and Jeff and Stacy, I'm just trying to think of every Beth, uh, even Ron's wife, Terry, it's a lot of those people mean a lot to me because, whether they're old, the older crew or the new crew, it's all good. It's still a family. We love it. We can't wait to be back. We'll be in the mill this Friday night, in fact, with a private. So can't wait to be there, get to hang out with everybody and see the mill and have a good time as always. But there's Stacy. So um but yeah, so thanks everybody from checking this out, always watching and supporting. And yeah, pretty cool to hit that anniversary. It doesn't seem like 10 years, seems longer in some ways, but it also does seem shorter too. But yeah, great memories. I mean, I can't believe how far it's it's gone and continues to go. So, all right, I'm out of here, guys. You have a good one, and that's it, man. You guys are awesome as always. So, and get outside, enjoy the weather, and we'll see you soon. So, thank you so much. So, you guys have been watching the Mid Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium, and I will see you again very soon. Take care. All my love, light, and peace to each and every single one of you.